Hey everyone, Dan here. I wanted us to look at IPOE today to kind of share what I'm seeing in terms of the price movement and set a price target for the merger that's coming up with SoFi. And if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button. And let's get right into it. So IPOE is set to merge with SoFi. And, with these SPACs, what we typically see, as I've mentioned before, but just to recap, we typically see at time of offering, it just sort of like doesn't have a ton of action off of its initial offering price, and then once a merger is rumored or is announced, we often see a huge push upward, sometimes doubling or more in the stock price, and then the market sort of takes a breath and is kind of like, okay, let's actually try to think of like a right price for the company that it's merging with, and then it often sort of sells off and tries to establish, what it thinks that company's value maybe should be. And then when the actual merger is going to happen and the ticker symbol is literally going to change, then there's often a big push upward again because of the hype and the attention, and so that often drives the price back up. This, of course, is not a given thing. It's not a certain thing, but that's often what you'll see in the life cycle of these SPACs. So IPO has basically gone through its big push up when the merger was announced, and then has sold off, which is partly due to what we've seen in the market as a whole. But this was from inception to hype and then sell off. So now we're looking for basically re-hype factors. And so it's done a good job in the last week or so, kind of establishing itself back some levels of support. And that's what I think we should be looking for to build off of as we get into this coming week. Pre-merger, where I would expect this to go, is up into this purple box here. So I think, we'll be somewhere in the 25 down to low to mid 24s. And so it's a pretty tight price target. Trying to not be kind of BS-y here with it and give you a huge price range. But that's, where I would expect it to go. And that's basically, based on the previous price action, which it does have this really interesting chart here with this sort of ladder. And then we had identified this kind of downward pattern here that was going to flag out based on this 1735 support, which has happened, and it looks to be pushing upwards. That would be a good sign for the bulls. But it should have a nice run into the 20s once it gets to this 1976 support level, and then sort of hit every dollar in the 20s as we see it here. And then I'm thinking this zone, because it sort of lines up with all of this previous price action here, which was sort of the height of the hype, but it definitely has more room to run here. But I think even if it does break up based on the actual merger hype, I think it'll sort of settle back down in here. So this isn't to say that this is the upward most price target. This is to say I think that this is where it'll actually settle for some time, based on sort of where people want to price SoFi itself. So that's my thoughts on IPOE, and I hope if you're in this, I wish you luck, of course, and if you get into it, I also wish you luck, and that'll do it for now. I'll put my Twitter handle in the description below if you want to keep up with sort of more frequent updates, and please put comments below if you have questions or ideas to share. I think it helps everyone when we have some comments below, and I'll see you all in the next video.